Assalamualaikum everyone. Hi, it's Erdina Hani. Welcome. Today, for the first time ever, I'm going to do a book review. Yes, a book review. For those who do not know, I am an avid reader. I love reading. I've read a lot of books since I was in primary school, but kind of slowed down when I entered my high school due to SPM pressure and whatnot. So right now I'm already picking up my habit and I'm truly enjoying. During my primary school, my reading was limited to fictional books only, but now I am collecting non-fictional books. Now I only read non-fictional books because maybe due to my brain development, I somehow less likely find any fulfillment or enjoyment in reading fictional books unless it's really writtenly good, insanely good. I would read it, but most of the time I feel like it's a bit unrealistic and it does not align with my enjoyment at the current moment. So today, what is the book that I'm going to recommend? No, I'm going to review this book. It's Dark Horse, written by Todd and a scientist, a neuroscientist, OGI OGAS. Yes, this is a book. This is actually a book that I bought back in 2022, I believe, and I only get the opportunity to read it this year, 2024. It's been published on 2018. It was published in 2018. This is an old book, okay? Nevertheless, I bought it during a sale, and I did not finish reading it yet, but already until the last chapter, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Dark Horse Covenant. I'm already past the last chapter. And so I believe, you know what, this book is truly good. I somehow was amazed how this book actually makes me understand on how things in the world works. It's like, it's a book based on the research paper of Dark Horse Project at Harvard Graduate School of Education. And the writer is one of them, OGI OGAS, as a neuroscientist. At first, I thought, is this another book of you should embrace your specialty and you should enhance what you should just improve what you do great, you know, find something that you're really good at and then just improve that over time and you'll finally find success. But then, you know what, here it says achieving success through the pursuit of fulfillment, and I was wondering, what do you mean by pursuit of fulfillment? And so I bought it and I read it. I understood now. So let me tell you some things I understood about this book. So first of all, I'm gonna give you a bit introduction to what is a dark horse. A dark horse, actually a term, came from, they call dark horse when in this event of a dark racing, a polo, and they're betting on the fastest horse, the horse that looked like they would win, and somehow at the end of the race, it's a dark horse, a horse with a dark mane, won the race. And the term, oh, the horse that won the race is a dark horse. It's a dark horse. And the term of dark horse keep going through cycle, and somehow it has become understatement that a dark horse is somebody that was unexpectedly coming out successful. They do not seem like they are going to be successful. In fact, they do not have the requirement to be successful. Somehow they came out successful. That is basically what Dark Horse is. And so this is basically a story or a book analyzing what makes Dark Horse successful. Why does they get to break the mold of the cycle when everyone else have to pursue the straight path of success? By straight path, I mean getting into school, graduating, getting your college, graduating college, getting into workspace, become a senior at your workspace, and then finally being successful. And successful, to be honest, the society determination or definition of successful is very in opposition to a personal definition of successful. Okay, so for example, my definition of successful, I want to live happily to the point my wealth is for a way for me to help people, that I could spoil my family and my siblings without worrying about tomorrow, because I know my wealth is for them, and I want to be there with my family because I know my place is with them. You know, that's the definition of fulfillment or success for me. That's what I want to achieve. But again, society decided that in order for you to be successful, you need to accumulate certain amount of wealth, certain amount of money, you need to have an investment, you need to have a company, you need to be a CEO, you need to be a very good lawyer, you need to be a renowned doctor. That's basically what society tells you about success. So this book actually tells you, and in the first place, in the first part, it says Dark Horse did not follow the natural path of success. Okay, now it comes to the question, why everybody else follow the same path to success? Why this exists? And now I'm gonna explain to you the term of standardization. So standardizations, it's basically described as a mass production of a product which have same values, same qualities, same function, and same effectiveness. Like for example, in a factory settings, you mass produce a product. For example, a chocolate. You mass produce a chocolate. Each chocolate have same weight, same color, same taste, same packaging, because it's mass produced. Because it has standard. Each product need to meet the standards of production. You know what I mean? That's the mean of standardization. And you know, at first, standardization is something that is very beneficial, because back then products or things were sold not at a standardized mass, not at a standardized standard. They have no standards at selling things. In fact, you order books right now, back then when you order books, the quality the books that you get for the next order is not going to be the same. Same things for vegetables, medicine is not going to be the same quality, because there's no standard quality for one purchase. And now this concept of standardizations is applied to education and to success and to workplace, because it's easier for us to determine. Using standardization, it's easier for us to determine that this person has a qualification for them to do this and to do that. This person, this lawyer, has a qualification to get this case, to make it work. This doctor has a qualification to be a neuroscientist, because he has PhD. You can see where the standardizations take place in our education system. In order for you to get into a college, you need to pass your high school exams, certain bars, certain grade, you need to pass it in order for you to get into a college. That's called standardized, so that the product from the college will become a very effective product. In this case, the product is us, humans, students, scholars. That is a standardization, and basically in the whole world. So the question now came, why Dark Horse is different? Why Dark Horse is the opposition of standardization? This book, I am very, very happy to see a lot of, it literally gives an evidence for every Dark Horse they use or they do research on from the research paper. It describes everybody's, there's a few samples, describe the upbringings, the background. Most of them are high school droppers to become successful. But no, this book actually describes person who follow the standardization and then realize this is not what they want, and they break to the path of fulfillment. It gives you evidence, and we call storytelling on how they finally find out this is the point where they're not fulfilled. So again, standardization is very opposition to dark horse mentality, because dark horse believe for you to attain success, you first need to do what you feel fulfilled with, what you enjoy. Essentially, you need to understand yourself enough to know what you truly want and what you truly strive at. It must align. That is different of you trying to improve what you're good at and of you trying to find what you truly enjoy. So this book give you example of that and truly analyze it. So dark horse truly believe you need to find what you really want. You need to find what you truly believe you want to do it. Your wants, your desire, and then pave the way for that. And sometimes when you find out the current you actually have the basics for the things that you want, for your desires, it's just you're not clear for what you want. But standardization says otherwise. Standardizations claims that in order for you to feel fulfilled or feel enjoyed or feel happy is to stick to a path of success. Meaning here, to stick through the path of success, even if it doesn't fit your standards, even though it doesn't make you feel belong, it doesn't fit your way of thinking, way of working, it's just say, you know what, great, just endure it. Meaning here, to ignore your own comfort, to ignore your own speciality, individuality, your reference, and ask you to just endure it, because in the end you'll find happiness. That's what it promised. Basically, it promised that by the end of the journey you will find it, the enjoyment, the fulfillment. That's what standardization promised you, which literally differs to dark horse. I'm going to explain to you the 4 parts of dark horse ideology or mindset. Okay, let's take a look, right? I believe it's 4. Okay. First of all, okay, let's see here. First of all is know your micro motives. Okay, so what is micro motives? This book describes micro motives as something that drives you. For example, what you are truly motivated to do. For example, you're not truly motivated by organizing physical things, but you are really good at organizing meetings, data, calculation. For example, wait, I'm gonna give you an example here. I'm quite terrible at giving mine. Micro motives. Yes, your motives are compromise the emotional core of your own individuality. What do you desire? What you do not desire defines who you are in a unique and deeply personal matter. So, basically, motivation or micro motives are your preferences. You prefer colors instead of math. You prefer touches or maybe physical activity instead of reading. You prefer to work in a remote places, no time constraint, rather than 9 to 5 job. You prefer not talking instead of having to give a presentation. Preference, what you like and what you dislike. It's actually come within yourself, what you believe, what you want. Okay, so that is your micro motives. And this book actually explains that when you know your micro motives, you finally realize what you desire, what your desire is. When you understand certain aspects give you more excitement compared to other things, it makes you being able to analyze your interest. For example, I love reading, but I don't really want to be a writer. I don't have the really desire to write, but I love in reading and annotating books. For example, you know what drives you? To analyze. what you're focusing that is to analyze, to note things. Maybe certain things makes you think. You're basically a philosopher. So what I'm saying here, at daily routine, something that you already done and you know your preferences, is already your micro motives. Okay? So the book, this chapter gives you a way for you to discover your micro motives. Essentially, it gives you like a game type of way for you to realize what gives you a reaction and what does not entice any reaction from you, what you're actually not interested in. It gives you a way for you to list on. It's fun, and along the way they also give you examples of real people stories and how they realize, oh my god, I'm really interested in this, and thus realizing that this is their own micro motives. Okay, right, now going to next part, which is knowing your choices. Right, this is actually quite an interesting point for me. Knowing your choices is practically, every day we have choices. What to drink, what to eat, that's choices. But what is the difference between choices and picking option? I know, stay with me. So this chapter actually describes, you are, using standardization concept of following the straight path to success is you merely passively picking an option from a variety of options they give, instead of you doing an active action of choosing what you want. For example, let me give you an example. Example from this book says that when you want to choose a university or a college, you need to have certain grades for you to get admit, and due to the grade constraint, you only have a few opportunity to apply. You only can apply for those university which your grade met. So the action here is met, and when the offer came, you choose which one is the best. And this is not actively choosing. That is you merely picking the best option from an array of options that you are able to get. Do you understand what I mean? You are picking from a boxes of choices that other people already made. Why I said you're merely picking from another people's option or choices, it's because the choices to let you admit was not made by yourself. It was made by the institution. Institution already made a choice. Oh, we did not want this candidate. Why? It did not meet our grades. Oh, yes, the choice is we're going to admit this candidate. Why? Because they met our grades. The choice is already done by the institution, and you is merely picking out which one is the best for you, which is not an active choices. I know, now you're questioning me. And what type of action can I truly make to make difference? Okay, so here in the dark horse, the truly actionable choice they make is to never think about what people could offer. Instead, think about what they want to pursue. From the micro motives, you already understand your interest. You already understand yourself, what your values, what you truly want to indulge, what is your fulfillment. And so, knowing your choice is knowing what decision to make in order for you to attain this fulfillment. Let's say you are a librarian, but actually you wish you could. You like organizing books. You like books and this old smell of organization of books, pages, and you like the organization system, but you felt really lonely. You feel like it distracts your interest of communicating with a lot of people. That connecting with the people is your micro motives. And now the choices for you is for you to stick with this librarian work, or for you to leave it and find another opportunity. That's a choice. That's a choice for you to make, a decision for you to pursue your own fulfillment. Okay, that's an active choice. Instead of you waiting for something to come and merely picking, oh, there's that and there's that, I could do this because it's me. You know, it's you waiting is a passive action, but you striving or you taking an action, bold action, is you choosing for yourself. That's one. Now we're going to another part. The third part is to know. Wait, I believe it's to know your strategies. Listen, this is also very intriguing because it literally says you can engineer your own patient in order for you to get what you want. Stay with me. Okay, so the book says every person have its own individuality, and standardization diminish that individuality. Why? Because every product needs to be same. Every product needs to be a batch with perfection. So there's no customization in a product. Customization takes a lot of time. Get what I mean? So when we are talking about strategies, none of us have the same strategy when we encounter with that problem. For example, I'm giving you this book gives an example of chess player. Each chess player, when given a set of moves, they choose different option every time. They make different choices every time, despite them encountering the same problem. Why? Because they have different personality, different macro motives, different individuality. So it literally says that every people does not fit into the standardization concept because we are wholly different. Okay, I'm gonna give you my personal explanation. Me, I believe I am extremely good at studying. Even if you throw me a subject which I really hate, for example, physics and math, I will always make it work. I will always make it work. Why? How? What? Because I already know myself. I already know my strategy to encounter this issue. I realize when I'm studying, I need to do a video of myself talking. Like this. I will have a book with me, for example, my notebook, and I will literally open and close it, and I talk to myself. So for this is this, this is this. And then, when I feel like, oh, that doesn't sound right, I go back, I do study more, and I go back again. Explaining for me to get things right, for me to get things stick in here. And it's the same way every time. But you know, when I do this and I recommend this to my friend, she said, oh, I cannot do that. I felt so flustered. I feel like when I look in the camera, I cannot talk. Because how am I supposed to say things that I'm studying for? But she did so good at writing. Meaning if you give her a piece of paper, everything flows. In a mind map. It's very intriguing. Me, mind map helps, yes, but personally I feel like I need to transfer the knowledge in different form of, different form. From I attain knowledge from reading, and for me to make it understand, I need to talk about it. I need to discuss it. I need to explain it verbally for them to stick. So totally different. And you know one example it says in this, it discuss and how institutions education believe that every syllabus, every period, every timetable does not take into account of each student's personality or individuality. Stay with me. I know it may be so hard for one teacher to have one student only. Does mean for 90,000 billion people, we need another 90,000 billion of teachers. That's absurd amount of teachers. I know. So that's one of the things that I feel like this book discusses very clearly. However, it also gives you a gap or an area for you to think about it and model it, ponder about it by yourself to think whether it is possible to adapt this mindset in a generality, or for you to apply it in your own life only. You know what I mean? So it discussed about it. And strategy, in the chapter of strategy, is basically saying that you need to find what fit for you, rather than using a standard strategy which everyone is confirmed to excel but at average. You know what I mean? It's basically when you buy a shampoo which specifies, oh, this one has a high porosity problem and you have high porosity hair, you buy the shampoo and it's immediately cured. Your hair is shining. But when you buy an average shampoo, one for all, you think your hair is going to shine immediately? No. Because why? It does not cure your problem at its root. It's not standardized for your own need. Same for strategies. Okay. Ignore your destination. Okay. For standardized concepts, standardization strongly encourage you to know where you are going and to stick to the path where it's confirmed you're going to get there. For example, you want to be a lawyer, so this is the requirement for you to be educated, and then we have another period of you applying the education and theory, and another period of you internship or being a junior to another lawyer before you get to be a lawyer, senior lawyer itself. You know, that's basically a long journey of you, but it's confirmed. You confirm are going to be a lawyer if you follow this journey. Okay? That's what standardization promises. You follow it, stick to it, no matter how hard it gets. Stick to it, endure it, and you're gonna get what you want. But Dark Horse theory, Dark Horse said, and when you know what you want to do, you have to ignore your destination, because your destination is going to be guided by your micro motives. There is no destination for you. Basically, I believe that Dark Horse literally educate me in living in the moment, doing what you want, and that is your destination at the moment. Do you get what I mean? When you truly want to have the urge to fulfill doing something that you enjoy, that is your destination at the moment, because definition of enjoyment will change throughout the times. Individuality change, evolve throughout the times. So your micro motives will change throughout the times. Okay? And so Dark Horse literally said, enjoy the moment, because that is your destination. For example, if you say, you know what, I'm going to be a florist, and then you go become a apprentice at a flower shop, and somehow you follow the method, you follow the advice. You know what you're lacking? You lack the place or the period where you look at yourself and think, I love being a florist, but this is not my style. Maybe the apprenticeship you got teach you how to be florist in a modern way of flower arrangement, but instead you love a very bold and traditional arrangement, and because that's essentially resonated with your micro motives and personality. But you did not discover that, because you know what, they taught me this and I know I'm very good at it, so I do it. And that's like a term of mediocrity. Okay, so it says, ignore your destination, just know what you want to do next. So that is the 4 parts of the Dark Horse mindset. I actually have a lot of more to say about this, but I'm gonna go to another section of this video, which is what I actually love about this book. Let me get into my notes. Okay, so this book actually very interesting. As I said, it gives a lot of Dark Horse references. The story, the people are real. It's very, and they describe it in very understanding. It's very comprehensible, and it already divided with parts into chapters for you to understand and go with the flow of the explanation. Very easy to understand. Recommended for those who feel like you want another perspective of success. Good. I like it. In fact, I feel like this is such a great grab for me at the half of its price. And then it helped me to understand how the definition of talent is very overused and overgeneralized. Meaning here, this book says that everybody has its own specialty because of our own individuality, our own micro motives, our own strategy. But institutions or standardizations does not take account of the individuality, so they use term of talent. Talent is used when somebody is extremely good at something that it breaks the record of standards. Do you get what I mean? But it's very limited because the standards is what constrain the individuality. If we remove the standards, then everybody has talent. Because in individuality, everybody has a specialty. Do you get what I mean? It's a very interesting concept for you to argue on and about. Last but not least, I really love because this book, it reminds me that instead of looking at my opportunity, at my situation, I have the choice. I am the owner of choice for me to make. For me, when I realized that I've been lacking an opportunity for me to connect with people educationally, I make this video. I start doing this because I believe that my situation right now did not give me a room to actively connect with intelligence or academicians. When in fact I am very much love being in contact with academicians and discussing theories like this. And so I keep, at first I was, whining and saying, why do I did not have any opportunity for me to do this? And then this book strikes me because you know what? I have a choice. When I know what I want, I have a choice to make it. This is my choice. Making this video is my choice. And this is my trial and error to connect with academicians and intellectuals. So, that's all for today. I actually enjoy talking about this book. I did. And I feel like I'm gonna do this more often since right now I have another 2 books in reading. I'm reading another 2 books. I'm going to finish this by this week. And another book probably in a month or so. But I'm going to do this again because it's extremely fun. So, see you guys soon. And hope I get to get consistent with this because it truly is a good way for me to fulfill myself. I need to find enjoyment by joining any academic discussion, and this is part of my academic discussion, even though it's like literally one way. That is fine. See ya. Bye bye.